Hey folks, how's it going? NickMach007 Mass Aquariums here, and tonight's video I am going to show you how Carl von Lichtenstein figured out how to take a fruit roll-up and submerge it in his tank to balance out the algae, and therefore contradicting the fact that a Twizzler will do the same thing. I don't think so. Now I know what everybody's thinking, folks, that this earring I have that has long past its due since 1992 that I have never taken out is a little outdated. But those folks that are, thinking that it's going to come back into date, it never will. Unless my tongue gets pierced, which I highly doubt, I don't think it's going to happen. Now, in the second part of my video, which I'll be showing you, is that a package of gushers can actually counteract the acetylated monoglycerides of the fruit roll-up. Now, just so we're all on the same page here, folks, the fruit pectins from this fruit roll-up will actually counteract the Twizzler. So, I know what everybody's thinking here, and 99.9% of you have no clue what I'm talking about. But for the 0.1% of you that do, you'll understand what I'm talking about. For those that don't, I've posted a link of the 37 pages of popular science I read in the last 25 minutes, and that should help you guys out. So don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, for everybody else besides Cam, who knows exactly what I'm talking about, he'll understand. The malic acid and the red dye number 4 in the fruit roll-up will leach into the substrate, therefore creating a glucose monosilicate eruption, which will benefit your plants. Now, in the words of ZZ Top, buy yourself some cheap sunglasses. Now, what that all means, folks, is that you might want to turn down your lights, because when the fruit pectins from the fruit roll-up leach into your tank, the monoglycerides, the acetacylic malic acid is going to affect your lighting. So, that being said, what you want to do next is DVR Hard Knocks from the NFL Network. Believe it or not, it'll explain everything you need to know about everything I'm talking about. So, next, when you take the fruit roll-up, what you want to do is you want to break all the down. You want to break down the calcium gluconate, the potassium phosphate, the potassium acetate, the sodium acetate, the sodium chloride, the amino acids, the lipids, the dextrose, the sterile water, the magnesium sulfate, the selenium, the iron ferrolicet, the cyanocobalamin, also known as B12. Cam, you'll know what I'm talking about. What else do we have? The MTE5, the MTE4, the MTE3, the concentrate MTE5. It'll all make sense once you go to the link below, because there is at least 468 paragraphs that you'll need to read to understand anything I'm talking about. But von Lichtenstein did recommend the Twizzler for this exact scenario. Now, I'm not sure that exactly works, but that's up for you to decide. I prefer, in my tank, to go with gushers. Now, gushers have a low point, right around 0.12 to 0.21 copper magnesium ratio, which is a lot better than the Twizzler, which has a 0.5 to 0.6 magnesium ratio. Now, when you put the two together, oh boy, what you're going to get is really unbelievable in your tank. Now, to see the outcome of this, you're going to have to go over to Cam, because he's going to explain you everything you know about magnesium and copper ratios. The problem is when your metachlorine count goes too low, your Jedi Knight status, it drops, and then you'll really never be able to get a beautiful aquatic tank like this. But, however, if you do, now, you're going to have to trust me on this, if you do take a pineapple, a Twizzler, gushers, a fruit roll-up, and some laundry detergent and blend them in the Thunder blender, and dump those in your tank once a week. Now, when I say once a week, what am I talking about? Once a week actually means really roughly around 148.5 hours on a certain schedule. Your plants will thrive from that. Now, your fish, on the other hand, they need a ratio of gushers to Twizzler as opposed to gushers to fruit roll-up. Now, gushers to Twizzler is going to run about 157 to 158 hours, and that being said, you still do need to put the laundry detergent and the pineapple in the blender and dose that in your tank. So, what am I getting at? Really, what I'm talking about is the high output of your filter in relationship to the Gushers Twizzler or the Twizzlers Fruit Roll-Up or the Fruit Roll-Up Gushers ratio actually is what is more important in this video that I'm talking about. So, when your lightsaber runs out of energy, oh sorry, wrong video. We're on aquatic tanks yet. Okay, that's my other channel. Where was I? Oh yes, when your circulation pump runs out of energy, you're gonna want to hook that up to the hyperdrive. Now, 1.21 gigawatts will get it going, but the flux capacitor is just not gonna, you know, depending on how many days a week you work, the flux capacitor might not have the backup power to get your circulation pump going. So what I recommend is, now, this is the NickMach007 aquariums scenario, is you take all three, the Gushers, the Twizzler, the Fruit Roll-Up, you mix them all up, and what it creates is a crazy, crazy, crazy mixture that will actually not benefit your tank at all. But it benefits my tank. But I will post a link down below to how it will benefit maybe 0.001% of the people's tanks out there. And if you have the time to read, like I said, all 37 pages of the Popular Science dialogue, and preferably paragraph 3B of chapter 16, it's roughly like 3.5, 4 inches down on the page, you'll have no problem figuring this out. Trust me, it'll all be worthwhile. Your tank will benefit, your fish will benefit, not to mention your plants will benefit. Now, one last thing before I check out here. My dog did just take a huge dump in the backyard, and you know, most people will pick it up. Me, I blend it with the pineapple and the Twizzler and the Fruit Roll-Up and the Gushers. Crazy, crazy. I know. Now I'm just rambling here. But what I do is I mail that off to Cam. Cam literally takes his dog shit, blends it in with that, and Starburst and a Laffy Taffy. Now, you have to let this incubate right around 86 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit in a, you know, regulated incubator. It has to be approved by the state. And what that does is it releases all these monoglycerides, all these fruit pectins, all the malic acid, the red dye number 4, the red 9-5, the manganese, the calcium gluconate, the selenium, the copper, the sodium chloride, the potassium acetate. All that stuff gets released in this abundance of just beautiness for your tank. So, if you have any clue what I'm talking about, well, then you're a genius. I would probably right around compare you to Einstein or Matt Roloff from Little People Big World. Somewhere in between there. But, that being said, I know you can do it. Your tank will benefit from everything I've said. And if you don't understand anything I've said, which is pretty much every one of you except Cam, you can refer to the link down below. I've posted all 747 links I just read prior to this video, which in my case only took me about 5 seconds, because, you know, I'm NickMach007 Aquariums, and I read like Rain Man, almost like Johnny 5. I'm flying through the books. I'm learning. I'm like a robot. And one last thing. Hey, Nick. I love you, brother. I hope you find this hilarious. I hope it didn't bust your balls too much. And I just wanted to give you some ammo to make my video, making fun of my Boston accent. Do your best. I know you're going to come out with it. I love your channel. I love your videos. I love your Science Alliance with Cam. I learned so much from you, even though I can't understand anything. You just make me Google a shitload more than I could ever need to Google. But you're the man, Nick. This is Mike from Mass. Mike Mach 00 Mass Aquariums. And I'm out.